This video is a response to the recent and very controversial video posted by screen name of Honest Girl Scouts on YouTube here. If you haven't seen it, basically a girl is calling for a boycott against the GSUSA because they're allowing transgender girls in the Girl Scouts. Now, there have been a lot of responses to this from the transgender community, mostly from the guys, a lot of which were in the Girl Scouts themselves when they were young, which adds all kinds of irony to fighting this. But there's not a lot of female perspectives on it, and so I figured I would jump in. And if you haven't seen it, you're kind of lucky, it's gone already, but the 2 points that she brings up over and over again in her attempt to sound like this is an intelligent argument rather than coming off as a raving loony in her bigotry is honesty and safety. Now, the first one is kind of ironic and unfortunate because there is some contention about whether or not the girl involved was actually in the Girl Scouts. Now, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt because, like all trans people, I happen to know what it's like to, present yourself as yourself and have people not believe you. But the thing that's interesting is she goes out of her way to hide who she is in this video. The entire background is stripped bare. It's a plain blank wall. You don't even see a light switch, except for a few handmade posters with Girl Scout slogans and stuff on them. She's got, she's wearing the sash, but she's got duct tape over the name tag, and you can't really see what pins or badges she's got. The only thing that she doesn't sanitize is she's wearing a necklace with a cross on it. And because this is the only thing that she doesn't sanitize, makes it very clear that this is not about honesty and safety for her. This is about religion. This is what her own personal religious beliefs are. And it's kind of sad that she professes a faith that teaches compassion and love for all men and women, and yet she's accusing the Girl Scouts of being compassionate and trying to fight them for it. So in all honesty, this isn't about honesty and safety. Another interesting thing is, throughout the video, she constantly quotes things, and when she quotes them, she'll put, up in white letter text across the video what the actual wording of the quotes are, except in one instance, when she is quoting the anti-discrimination policy for the GSUSA, she does not put the text up at all until the very last second for the last couple things. And so she goes through, will not discriminate against on basis of age, race, disability, and then it gets to sexual orientation and gender. And those two she pops on the screen. And the fact that she singles out those two, and she goes into detail in her fight against, well, now a boy can become a Girl Scout if he wants to, kind of thing. The fact that she just singles these out makes it very clear that in the event that she did win this little fight, she wouldn't stop at just the transgender community. She would probably make an attack against now lesbians in the Girl Scouts, and then bisexuals, and pansexuals, and asexuals, and anything that does not fit her little heteronormative worldview. And there's really nothing more you can say on that. And I mean, honestly, this video is not very honest. Now, going into the matter of safety, she's just as bad. She's violating a lot of safety. She's constantly saying that basically you need to go around doing pants checks. I mean, she wants to know what's in between everybody's legs that's in the Girl Scouts. And she tries, like I said, she tries to come off as intelligent. She quotes a study by the Girl Scouts stating the need for girls to be in an all-girl environment, that it helps that they can dress however they want, they can discuss things they wouldn't feel comfortable with boys around, and so on. But first off, that study works both ways. I mean, the people she's trying to keep out are girls. It doesn't matter what's between in their pants, and it's none of her business what's in their pants. And the only way she's going to find out is pulling those pants down. And if she's going to go around pulling everyone's pants down, that's an unsafe environment. And not just for the transgender girls, but for every girl. Nobody wants to have it, that's humiliating. So, there's no way that she's going to find out who these girls are. They're being honest with themselves. They are girls. But she quotes that, and then she goes on a long rant, but neglecting the fact that, these girls need that kind of environment as much as any other girl, if not more so, because they don't get to identify with other girls as easily growing up. Another thing that she says, and I quote here, is the desires of a handful of people should not outweigh the safety of the majority. Now, one of the guys who spoke out on this has already mentioned that this is civil rights. This is one instance where the needs of the majority do not outweigh the needs of the minority, and in fact, civil rights are human rights. A great example, let's go back to World War II. George Takei, as we'll regularly talk about at the time, that as a kid, he grew up in an internment camp here on U.S. soil. We're not even talking Jews in Germany. We're talking Asian Americans born in America growing up in internment camps on U.S. soil. I mean, this is because the majority felt that their safety was threatened. It was horrible then, it's horrible now. You don't want to be that horrible person to anybody. Now, there are a lot of statistics I can bring up about a matter of safety, and this kind of also ties back into honesty. There have been a lot of studies on it. 90% of transgendered men and women are harassed for our gender identity and or how we present choose to present it. And 71% of us will choose to hide in the workplace or school to avoid that harassment. This is exactly what those girls are doing. They are choosing to be themselves at the same time hiding. They don't want to go around saying, hey, by the way, I was born with this. They're just trying to be themselves. Another sad, some more sad stuff is 20% of us throughout our lifetimes experience homelessness. 41% of us attempt suicide. Would you compare that to the 1.6% in the general population? Huge difference. And there was a study quoted in one of the other videos by one of the guys, and I love this study, so I had to bring it back to my video as well. There are a series of major life-altering events of discrimination that we, as the trans community, are really commonly go through. Loss of our jobs because of our gender identity, eviction from our homes or apartments because of it, bullying or harassment to the point that we're forced to drop out of school or quit our jobs, bullying from teachers, physical assault, sexual assault, being homeless because of our gender identity, having denial of medical services because of it, being incarcerated and thrown in jail for it. 63% of respondents in the survey that was quoted have experienced at least one of those. 23% have experienced at least 3 of them. I mean, I've experienced a number of them. Thankfully, not all for my gender identity, but 2 of them for it. And whether this girl Taylor wants to wants to acknowledge that I am in fact a woman, or wants to think I'm a gay guy, or whatever she wants to think, I don't care. I don't need nor desire her approval. But these young girls are still trying to find themselves. We're talking, 7 through 18-year-olds. That's the hard time of life for everybody. And she wants to treat them like second-class citizens at best, keep them out of an organization that would be good for them. I was in the Boy Scouts, and the Boy Scouts were great for me, but at the same time, the Boy Scouts they kicked me out for being gay. They thought I was gay. Buck Angel, one of the guys who has responded to these, he was in the Girl Scouts when he was physically a little girl, and he says that they were great for him. So, both organizations are great. It would be better for the children to be able to grow up where they should. So, Taylor, I really hope that you learn the error of your ways in this and decide to change your mind. And good luck.